Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm sorry it's been 3 weeks, but the reason why it's been 3 weeks is because of the book that I've been reading, and also, life being busy and all hectic and all that lot. Went to see it yesterday at cinema. I really liked it, so yeah, I've been doing this, that, and the other. But mainly why it's taken me 3 weeks is because of reading this book, Marian Keyes, This Charming Man, which is about 900 pages long. So it took 3 weeks for me to get through War and Peace, and that was just over 1,000 or 1,100 or something like that. So it was, yeah. So I kind of felt like the way that I felt, it's quite funny. The way that I felt about War and Peace and like this, so much stuff, the slog of reading a massive book, was how I felt about reading this book. Now, this is the first time I've read anything by Marian Keyes. So I didn't know anything about her writing style or anything like that. I've looked her up since finishing this book, and it seems that looking at information about her on the internet that she likes to write a lot about alcoholism, domestic violence, and such as that, which is what this book really revolves around. I also discovered that Marian herself was an alcoholic at one point, and when she writes about alcoholism in this book, I really liked those parts because it was so raw, it was so real, and that was absolutely brilliant. But to tell you what this book's about. So it basically follows 4 women, but one of them we only get like 3 chapters about her through the entire book. So, and they're very short chapters, so we don't really get to know her. But the other ones are Grace, Marnie, and Lola. Now, it all revolves around this man. There's an announcement this man, Paddy de Courcy, who's a politician in Ireland, is getting married to Alicia. Alicia has no clue that this is happening, this marriage. She learns about it just the same as everyone else on the news. Then there's Lola, who is Paddy's current girlfriend, who didn't even know Alicia existed, or any plans of marriage. There's Grace, who's a journalist, and her twin sister Marnie, who used to date Paddy when they were teenagers. And interspersed throughout this book, there are these passages where you're basically, it's just a one-off page, a couple of paragraphs or something, and you're either witnessing the aftermath of an abuse situation, actual physical abuse, or rape happening to multiple women by this entity. You don't know who this person is, and they and it's about putting the pieces together and how these women are linked to this man and the secret that links them all. Right, so I kind of went into this and I was like, okay, we'll see how it goes. They're a chick lit book. It's quite chunky because chick lit's usually maybe about 300 pages long, and this is nearly 900. So there's a lot more to play with. And straight off the mark, we meet Lola. I really don't like Lola. It didn't help that each of the girls, right, in this book, the chapters related to them begin with their name, so it's them. But she has this thing where she has different fonts for each of the girls, so font wise which girl that you're reading. I'm happy with that, totally fine. But Lola has got something extra, and Lola has this thing where all the sentences of all her sections are written in really simple text, and I hate that. I don't get why she has been picked out to be written differently. All the other women in this book get full sentences, no problem, but Lola doesn't, and that really irritates me. It's like, I know it's kind of making her stand out and have her own identity, and she's a bit quirky because she's a stylist with purple hair and such, but it really irked me. And I'm going to give you an example here, right? This is page 15, and she's found out about Paddy's getting married and her friends are trying to distract her and such. Okay, this is a paragraph from this. Okay, desserts. I ordered banoffee pie. Bananas tasted slimy, like wet leaves in November. I threw down my spoon and spat the bananas into my napkin. Bridie tried my pie, said it wasn't slimy. Nothing like wet leaves in November. Trish tried it, said it wasn't slimy. Jem tried it, said it wasn't slimy. He finished it. As compensation, he offered me his cold chocolate slab, but it tasted like chocolate-flavoured lard. Bridie tried it, said it didn't taste like chocolate-flavoured lard. Chocolate, yes, but lard, no. Trish concurred, so did Jem. Bridie offered me her apple tart, but pastry tasted of damp cardboard, apple pieces like dead things. Others did not concur. And I read that, and I was like, God, I hate that you put her like into this thing where she doesn't talk properly. She's not, an average person or whatever. And the fact that I read the simplistic writing, it was a slog to get through. I had to endure 135 pages of dribble like that in order to then reach the next chapter, to reach a person and get full sentences again. It was just, whenever it appeared Lola at the top of the page, I was like, oh my God, kill me now. I really couldn't stand that simplistic writing, and to have that be the first segment, it really made it difficult for me to connect with her character, to get through the first section of the book anyway. It kind of put me off the narrative of the story and what it was saying. Now, with Lola herself, once you get to know her, she's all right. She's a bit odd. She's a bit of an oddball. Like the first thing she thinks of when she finds out about the wedding and that, of course, I'm going to go to his house and basically stalk him and set up a campsite in his front garden, because he won't answer the doorbell, so I'll just pitch up a tent in the front of his house and wait for him. That's her plan, and it's like, okay. One aspect of her story, I'm going to say what it is, because in order to explain how I feel about it, I need to say what it is. She goes off to another location on like a holiday, and she meets various people, and she becomes stylist to a group of cross-dressers, which, is an aspect of a story that hasn't come across before, and I was fine with that. But big problem that I have is that this is what was actually said in the book. I'm not joking you. She asked the question to one of them, what's the difference between a cross-dresser and a tranny? I don't know, that term is probably used throughout the world or whatever, but at this day and age, it's like, that is really inappropriate to say. Anyway, one of the cross-dressers responds and says that cross-dressers are straight, trannies are gay. And I'm like, no, not really. No, that's not the case. Not in every case. You can't blanket define it like that. That really irked me. And then as I was reading the book with other things as well, it's like another aspect with Grace, who, again, I'm going to have to say what it is in order to make you understand. Like, Marnie, he beat the shit out of her. Excuse me, but he really treated Marnie like scum and raped her and beat her like mad. And Grace knew all about it. She knew what her twin sister was going through. She helped her sister through thick and thin, and and everything. And then when she's older and meets up with him, she's told basically, he wants you to do his autobiography with him, and if you don't do it, you're fired. And she goes along and she starts falling for him, and it's like, honey, I'm sorry, if my sister had been abused like that by this man, and my boss was saying to me, you have to do this or you're fired, I'll go, like, fine, I won't let you fire me, I'll chuck in my job, I'm quitting, I'll go find another job. And there's no way in hell I would do that. And then with her falling for him, it was just like, I know he's charming, and that's the characteristic that attracts these women to him and gives him the power that he needs to be in control and everything. But at the same time, it's like, oh, why did you allow yourself to go there in the first place? You don't have to take this job. You don't have to be in the job that you're in that says that you have to do this or you're fired. You can leave. You can. I would have gladly chucked in my job if I was in Grace's position and walked away in order to make sure that I would never be in a room with that man again. I'm sorry, that's how I would be. I don't like the way in which, like with Alicia as well, that the new wife, she isn't abused until after the marriage, from what we're told, from what's implied. And it's kind of like, especially with her ending of the book, I won't tell you the specific ending because it's a really interesting moment, why they're applauding, but I'll, explain. She stood there and she's applauding, going, yay, this is happening, oh my god, yay. But then at the same time, it's like, yay, but when he gets home, he is going to be so angry, and you are going to be the punching bag that he's going to take it out on, and we're leaving her clapping her hands like crazy with excitement. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't accept that. I'm not saying everything has to be sunshine and roses and rainbows and all that lot at the end of a book for every character, because that's not realistic. But then at the same time, it's like, if this is your subject, you have to, I think, be very careful at the way that you write about it. The actual scenes of rape and domestic abuse such that she writes in this book, Marian Keyes, she's quite timid, I would say. I don't know if that's the right word with it, in that she goes there, but she doesn't go there. She's kind of like she'll describe like a slap or something and how you see stars and that, and say about how he goes to pin her down, then it was over. And it's not that I'm saying any graphic detail and everything, but it's like, we're trying to say about abusers and how they take control and everything like that. I mean, I have no experience of that at all, but in something like this, it's something that I think there has to be more of a realism to it to really make the impact and make me sit up and realise what this character has gone through, what is going through. The only character who I really felt for, that I was really genuinely kind of happy to read when their chapters came up, I was like, oh, we're back with her. And that was Marnie, the Grace's twin sister, who's an alcoholic, who has 2 children with her husband, and how everything is falling apart for her, and how she's still in that mindset when she was a teenager, and trying to understand what is being done to her, but at the same time, she has been corrupted by Paddy so much since she was a teenager. She's made to feel that it is her fault. So she is the reason why he beats her and all this lot. And having like cigarette burns on her is a sign of love, when obviously it's certainly not. It is. Her chapters are so beautifully written, and I think it's that thing. It's the connection of real life that Marian Keyes had, because she was an alcoholic. I really genuinely wanted the book to be all about Marnie, if I'm honest, because her chapters were so beautifully written and so real. I felt more of a connection to her than any other character. I suppose if I had to say which other character, out of the girl, should I say, that I liked Grace until the point with the falling for this man. After so many years, that felt like a big slap in the face, especially since she's been in a 10-year relationship with Damien, who's wonderful. I love Damien. But yeah, I mean, it's a very quirky book, because at the same time, you've got these like really funny moments, and then you've got quite serious, not majorly serious, and then moments, and then you've got major serious moments which are written in such a way that it's still quite light and fluffy. It doesn't capture me. It doesn't get the darkness of the situation of what these girls are really going through. And the fact that, obviously domestic violence is a huge deal and how many women are killed every day because of domestic violence. It kind of goes, it makes me like, there are some books, like fiction books, whatever, where it can talk about a subject, and this happens in like film and TV as well, but because we're talking about a book, I'm talking about books, where it writes about a real life situation and you sit back and you go, whoa, it really makes an impact, and you may like go off and research about it, or it may get you more interested in other works relating to that subject. The medium of reading can be a really powerful thing, and if you're writing a book that's about a dark subject, I feel like you need to go full in, or there's no point, because you're not going to get to the real depth of a situation and be able to express the point that you want to express. And this, it goes probably about half to maybe 2/3 of the way into that darkness, but it doesn't go deep in. Like there's a character, Grace, and Marnie's aunt, Biddy, or Bid as she's also known, she has cancer throughout this book, has lung cancer, and this whole thing about the family giving up cigarettes and all that lot to support her and everything. And then you kind of, get separated from her, we don't really see her. And then right near the end of the book, it's the test results about her last chemo, and is she given the all clear, is she not? And when that bit came up, I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about Biddy. I forgot she had cancer. God, it was like, that's a serious thing as well. And you've kind of chucked it aside. It's, if it had gone deeper, if it had gone darker, I think it would have made more of an impact. But I wonder if it's because it's under the chit lit kind of marketing barrier. It doesn't really go there. Other chit lit writers, I was talking to my sister earlier actually, because she's doing a year of reading chit lit books, and we were talking about this, how writers who come under this umbrella of chit lit find that they don't really go to certain areas, or if they do it, they like skim the surface. They don't really go that far, because that's not what is marketable for their books to work. It has to be light and fluffy and funny and all that lot. So I wonder if that was a choice of the writer, or if it was a choice of the publishing company to say, pull back from this or something. I don't know, but it was a slog to get through. I didn't really like the characters very much, apart from Marnie. I really liked Marnie. It was an okay narrative. The way that it was written, though, was pretty poor. The construction of the story was okay. The points that it flipped back and forward between the various characters, but I just felt like if certain elements were cleaned up, and the stuff with Lola was written properly, then it would have caught my attention more than it actually did. So I'd probably give it, like, if it was a scale of like 1 to 5, I think I'd give it maybe like 3 or 3.5 max. But yeah, so that was my thought of This Charming Man by Marian Keyes. I wouldn't read any more Marian Keyes books. I think I looked up, and this was like published in 2008, I think it was, 7 or 8, and it got voted in like Ireland like the best book of the year or something. And I'm thinking, okay, if that are you sure? I can't help but feel that, guys. It's just, me, the way I feel. But yeah, I wouldn't read any more of her books. I'm not interested, and quite frankly, I'm glad that I didn't pay the full amount of this. I bought this in a charity shop for £1. Yeah, for £1 I'm happy with, but I won't be reading it again, and I won't be picking up on the Marian Keyes. So yeah, sorry Marian, you didn't quite catch me. But then other people really like it, and all of her other works. So I might be a minority in this case, but yeah. Marian Keyes, this charming man, I'll give it a miss. Okay, guys, so that's what I thought of that book. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I know I had to reveal some various things in order to make you understand why it didn't work for me. But yeah, I'll be back to my usual stuff next week. Well, next time, just say. Hopefully, it won't take me too long to read the next book, because that was a slog to get through. But yeah, so anyway, as usual, I'll be back with a separate video, now seeing what book I'm going to be reading next, and it's going to be a non-fiction book. And if you read this book, I'd love to know what you think. You leave me a comment in the comments below, or give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Entirely up to you. I'll let you decide which you prefer. Alright, and guys, bye!